Just kidding.
Well, we can get straight to it. It looked like you were out there with a man with a chip on his shoulder and had something to prove out there. Impressive performance out there. How happy are you with that?
Yeah, no, I'm super happy. I'm fighting at home in Sacramento. This is my home. Like I said before, I was fighting on a regional scene for West Coast Fighting Championship. I was their lightweight champion. I was always the co-main or main event. I got to fight at the Golden One Center 2.5 years ago in Uriah's retirement fight. And man, I've never lost a fight in Sacramento, and I wasn't starting tonight. Even though Mersad is a tough opponent, like I was saying in the other interviews, I have to get in there and just fill out my opponent for myself. I have to get hit by them to see how powerful they are. I have to get in there to see how fast they are, and once we clinch up, to feel their strength. And he's sharp, and he hit me a few times, but it's nothing I have seen before. And so I just knew it was a matter of time. I just had to land a clean punch, and I landed a nice jab that sat him down. And then from my hiccup in my UFC career, since I heard him, and as my boxing coach Joey Rodriguez says, once you get him drunk, get him out of there. And so I wasn't gonna hesitate. I wasn't gonna conserve energy. I was going in for the kill.
How did it feel coming out there to that crowd that had to help supercharge you a little bit?
Oh, of course. Sacramento has the best fans, the loudest fans, and I have a huge following, and I fight with Sacramento on my back and my shoulders, and they motivate the hell out of me. They fuel the fire. So there was nothing. I was getting my hand raised no matter what tonight. I didn't care what I went through, as long as I came out victorious, and I got out of the fight quick. So that's always a plus. You always want to go in there, land the first punch, or get out in the first round with no injuries. But when you're fighting at the highest level and you're fighting some of the best fighters in the world, that's challenging. But I'm fortunate it went the way it did, and now I get to have a great night. I have a huge after party at the Park Ultra Lounge. It's one of the nicest clubs in Sacramento. The Wong family own a lot of great restaurants and clubs around here. They've been sponsoring and supporting me since my amateur days. So I've had so many after parties there. So you guys are all more than welcome to come. And it's going to be a great night. And then we start another world tour. My wife and I are going to Europe for 3.5 weeks next week.
Where in Europe?
So we're flying into London. We're doing 3 days in London, then we're going 3 days in Prague, we're going to Austria, we're going to Barcelona, Ibiza, Madrid, Paris, back to London, then we'll be coming home. And then we're here for a few days, and we're out to New Orleans for 4 or 5 days.
Will you train, or is this total low-key, relaxed family time?
Yeah, no, it's going to be, I might go to like a hotel gym and run a little, but it's really just, it's just my wife and I were just going to get away, and we've been doing a lot this year, and that was just, it's like another one of our dream trips. So my wife's been doing so much and for me, and I just said, we just need some time to get away and just have some fun, and this is a way for me to just thank her, and we're just going to eat at some good restaurants, do a ton of sightseeing, and have some good drinks. So I won't be training much, but I'll train a little bit.
Easier for her to see quick work tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. My wife and my coaches and my mom. It's funny because my mom, she could barely watch me wrestle, in high school and college. And then when I got into MMA, she was just freaked out, and it's tough for her, and so I see all week, weeks leading up to the fight, my mom, she's just like losing it, because I know she's super nervous, but she doesn't want to bother me, doesn't want to do it. I'm like, Mom, you're my mom, you're not bothering me. But everyone, it's, if you can get in and out quick, that's the best case scenario. And I know early in my career, I used to go in there and finish fights within like 30 seconds, a minute, and all my friends and family were like, man, I paid $50 for 30 seconds. And then when I got into like some tough wars, and we went like 15-minute wars, and there was blood everywhere, everyone's on the edge of their seat, and they were freaking out, and they're like, okay, we're okay with those minute fights, you know what I mean? But I know I can only imagine. I'm not nervous when I fight, but when my teammates and friends fight, and I'm sitting there, and then my heart's just racing like uncontrollably. But for me, I know what I signed up for. I don't get any of those nerves. I want to hop over the cage and help my friends, but so I can only imagine how they feel.
Have you seen Uriah backstage since your fight?
Yeah, we were just back there
Were you?
taking some photos, and we were just celebrating, and that guy is. That's awesome.
They showed him in the locker room right after your win, and you definitely got him pumped up for his fight. So.
Oh, and he went out and did the same thing. So it's, I think, it was Andre, Faber, and I. We all got our guys out in the first round, right? First round knockouts, and so hopefully the UFC can throw some of the TAM guys some cash.
Especially if you tell them they got a vacation.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying anything to them. I didn't say anything on the mic, but closed mouths don't get fed. So give me that bonus.
What's that say for a 40-year-old guy like Faber? Age is a number, huh?
Age is definitely a number. He's defying the odds, but it's also his lifestyle. That guy is so, he lives a healthy lifestyle. He's in the gym more than some of the pro guys. He's always working out. If he's in town, he's at his gym working out. If he's somewhere else, he's in someone else's gym working out. So he's he's a great guy, and it's someone that I want to follow in his footsteps. He's a smart man. He's an entrepreneur. He's done so much for the team, for the community, and it's definitely someone I'd like to follow in the footsteps of.
With the big performance tonight in your last fight, you had a great finish as well. What's been the real key to this? Just how good that you've been performing lately? What's been the thing that's really switched and caused such a resurgence?
I don't know, just kind of coming into my own, and it's like I said, some of the best coaches in the world, and it's like my box coach Joey Rodriguez. We work all the time. We work so many times a week, 3-4 times a week. He's always there, come to my house, work out in the garage, work out whenever, and I think, and all my coaches, and everyone that's been there since the beginning. But it's just like, just really believing in myself, and I don't know, it's just, I just have to stay calm and relax, and he's telling me, he's like, your jab feels like a right hand, like anything I throw is powerful and I can knock anyone out with or sit him down with, and I'm like, okay, but he proved me right tonight, and I credit a lot to my mind coach. I was just doing, I've talked about him in my last fight. I saw that knockout of Michael Johnson, and Joshua Manuel, he's the fight mindset coach. We work a ton too, and you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but that's the exact same thing we were working on. First round, I'm out, I'm walking away as he's on all fours with the TKO, and that's exactly what happened.
How soon till we see you back in there, and are there any names on top of the list?
Not going to call anyone out, that's not my style, but I do want to fight someone in the top 3, the top 5. I want to fight someone that's going to get me closer to that title fight. I was getting so close before. I had a small hiccup. I was out for 13 months. I came back and fought a tough veteran and put him away, and he's never been put away like that. And then I fought Mirsad Bektik, and he's one of the top prospects, one of the top fighters as well, and I got him out of there in the first round. So I don't know. I want to get closer to that title fight. That's my ultimate goal, and I'm hoping to fight at the end of the year, and then achieve that in 2020. That'll be my year.
Thank you. Okay, guys.
Good stuff.
Congrats.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good time on vacation.
All righty.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.